Okay, so I'm gonna demonstrate to you quickly how to mount your new Satella Power smart lock. This is the US23. It is pretty much the same principle with the US23 Ultra, meaning the one that comes with the full complete mortise, which is this one. Same principle, the only difference over here is that on your door you will have a full hole drill to have this one in, and this is the normal latch bolt. So it can work either with this latch bolt or this full mortise. Same principle. Now, I want to show you how it works. On a regular door, you will have two holes. In here, we have one. What we're trying to demonstrate is that we can utilize one hole to install our lock, but it will also work and perfectly work for two holes, meaning a door where you have an existing lock over here, which is the handle, and the deadbolt on the top. It will be pretty much the same distance between the two. Over here, you will have the latch bolt, and you will have the existing over here, which is your deadbolt that you would see over here. The difference between a deadbolt and a latch bolt, a deadbolt looks more like this. As you see, that's a deadbolt. So to come back to our installation, I want you to focus on this and imagine you have over here a deadbolt and over here a latch bolt. That will be most of the case. If not, you will have only one hole and you can still work with the one hole. Once this is figured out, your top deadbolt, you don't want to remove this one, that deadbolt over here, because if you do remove it, you will have a hole over here. You don't want to remove this one. So you will leave your deadbolt on this area here. And on here, you will remove the face of the deadbolt and the back of the deadbolt. You will remove those two on your door. Same thing over here. Now you will have two holes, one over here, one on the top. The latch bolt that is on the bottom, you will need to remove this one, the existing one. Once you remove it, you will install the new one that comes from Satella Power. And the existing one looks like this. It has a mechanism. If you push up in this button over here, if you push up while you depress this one, okay, and then you pull it, you have extended your latch bolt. Some door, the edge to the center are further. So you will need to extend in order for it to be in the middle. Some door, they are shorter. You will need to reduce it by doing the same thing. Push this down and bring it down, and you reduce the length of it so that you can be able to have it correctly. So your door may be further, the hole, you will have to have this in the center, you extend, or closer, you will reduce. Once this is done, you will want to put this one in, the one that you have removed from your existing door, and you will put your screw on the top, on the bottom. This faces the outside because this is the part that closes against the door. So this will face the outside and this will face the inside. Once you have done so, depending on the version that you have, you will have either of the two. One will come either with the three bolt and or two. So what you do is, so you will see you will have those type of screw in your bag. Some of them are shorter, some of them are longer, depending on the thickness of your door, and the longer one will be for the thicker, and the shorter one for the for less thicker. So you will have three of these that you will use. One on the top, on the two on the top, one on the bottom. So that will be this case that will look like this, where you will have one on the bottom and two on the top. That will be how it will look on yours. So either way, it's the same thing. You will have just to make sure whether you have the one that has two over here, or three over here. You will still have the full amount to cover it. So let's go with this one. You will screw, you will see you have a flattened part on the top here. That's the top. Okay, you have a flattened part. So you will just want to screw that in. So again, you will have either 2 this way or 3, 1 on the bottom and 2 on the top, depending on your model. So you want to pay attention to that. Now this is the bar that goes inside the latch bolt this way. Now this bar has a hole inside. Let me show you. So over here you have 2 types. One for the longer door, the thicker door, and this one for the smallest. All you have to do is to put which one you put this way. You will see that this is too small, so it will be this longer one. That's the difference. That's how you just measure quickly to know which one goes best. Once you have done so, you will be able to see that you have a hole some over here. You have a hole over here. Okay, you will have a little arrow over this one, so pay attention. Some of them has a arrow, some don't, so depending on the system. So the one that has the arrow, you want to make sure the arrow is pointing down. If it doesn't, all you have to do is to make sure that the pin that is on the top here is pointing down. This is the top. You put your pin in and you just curve over here in order to secure the pin with the bar. So you want to make sure that you have your pin that is inside your bag for your screws. And what you gotta do is you just adjust this one and you will slide it right at the level where you can see the hole passing through. Hope you can see. And once you have done so, you slide this pin inside. And once it's slid inside, you see you can sit down, and now you will take a screwdriver, a flat screwdriver or something, to bend this one on the side. Now you will have it bent this way. So once this is done, again, remember you will have either 3, 1 on the bottom, 2 on the top for the screw, or 2, depending on your model. So once this is done, what you want to do at this point here is to put your cover, your protective cover. So it really goes easy. The round part that you see over here goes on the bottom, and then the straight part goes on the top. You just push that in the groove, in the hole, and that will all push in secured. Once this is done, you want to have the next one, which is your top over here. Inside you will find a thicker screw that looks like this. This is thicker. So if you see the difference between this and this, that's the difference. Okay, so this one is the one, 3 of those goes down, 2 or 3 depending on your model, and this one goes on the top. And you have this flat screw that is also inside. If you see, it's all flat head. So what you do is, that's the top with the flat head over here. That's the top. And you will want to put this one in. And you don't screw it all the way. You just leave a little space. And what you do now, you slide this one in. And you will put at the level where your second hole is on your door. So let's assume that your second hole is at this level. So what you do, you put that in and you bring this one somewhere over here. Then you know your second hole is where he has to sit. That will be something like this. I hope you can see that. Okay, so once you have done so, this one will go through. If you don't have a second hole over here and you want to utilize the second hole over here, all you do, you will mark over there, you will mark over here and make a drill so that you can pass this one through in order to see that over here. So you don't have to make a hole if you don't have one. You can just make a drill of where this one touches at. Hopefully it's clear. So let's go back. So for the purpose of our demonstration, we're gonna work with this one, but I hope you have understood the principle. Now over here, once we have this on the top, the pin on the top, the screw in, we will take this one down those two cable and we will pass them through over here. So now pay attention. So we're gonna put that on the top. There you go. You put it on the top, not on the bottom. You put it on the top, and you want to slide now your cable in. Okay. So once you slide your cable in, now you have your whole item in this way. Now it is flashed this way. Can you see that? By the way, in our model over here, in order to change the direction of the handle, it's very simple. This is how it works. On the direction of the handle, for the one with the two holes, okay, with the two tube, you will bring the handle down like this, and you have this screw over here that you will unscrew, and then you will flip your handle on the other side to be able to screw back this in. So this is the matter of screwing out, flipping, and screwing down over here to change the direction. On the one that is a 3-hole, here you have the hole directly that you see here. You will unscrew this one. Let me show you. Okay, so you screw this one out. There you go, and you switch this way, and you put your screw back in, and you have changed the direction of the door opening. So for a quick recap, remember to have this in from your new one coming from Satella Power, but you leave your deadbolt that you have already here, except that you're utilizing our full mortise. Except you have the full mortise, then in this case, both will go out and a new hole will be drilled in order to sit the full mortise in. If not, you will have to remain on the top over here and then put the new one from Satella Power. And for a recap, you have those two that you screw here, one here, another one here, and depending on your model, you will have another one here. And on the top, you will want to do this, slide that in, and make sure that you screw that on the level where it goes from your top hole. Remember that if you don't have a top hole, make a mark and drill to have it on the back so you can pass it through. And the groove, remember they all clamp in, very easy. And here where you see the round shape, this round shape comes on the bottom. Now we have this. I want you to pay attention as I'm passing this cable in. Instead of having it on the side and bumpy, I'm having it laying flat. You see, it's laying flat, the flat side. So once it lays flat this way, that will be better. So you need to make sure of that for it to lay flat, and you pass your cable in this way, you can have it more flatter. Now, once your cable are out, okay, you will have those two here. The next thing is to put our protection plate. So make sure you have your rubber in, okay, and the flat side goes against your door. So that will be this way. So you will have either this with a prong that goes inside, or this without a prong that goes inside. So you want to make sure of that. So once you have done so, you will be able to go in this way, bring this one in, bring this one also as well. So we have our hole covered, and the screw that was in the back would have come somewhere over here, and we would have utilized our screw to screw that in. So as you're installing, you want to pay attention. There are two types of thickness. You can see those difference. Okay, so the thicker one would have been the one going here through our top hole or our drill. For this case here, we haven't done so, but we explain to you the principle so you understand the principle. Once your screw is in, you have longer screw, you have shorter one. You have to make sure which one is better for your door. So we're gonna use now our screw to screw on the stool over here, just for the sake of demonstration on how to install the whole thing. Over here, we will now screw down our screw. Now what you want to do is that you want to pay attention, because what happened is that each screw has to be screwed one at a time. The strength over here will be reduced based on the strength over here. What it means is that as you screw this one down in, you don't go too tight. You feel that is resisting, that's good. And over here you will have to do it. So you do each one until you feel that both of them has a good resistance. You don't over tighten it. Just a good resistance is enough, because a long screw is good enough to do the job. And over here you can see we have it flattened. You see, we have it flattened. So this way the thing goes down easy. You don't want to have it this way. You want it to have it flattened. So this way you can easily pass it through. And now that this is through, you have your plate that is in. You're gonna have your top, which is this one. Okay, so you're gonna have this one. You're gonna screw this one over here. So let me turn this way. There you go. And you're gonna screw this one in. So make sure you screw it securely, correctly. And over here, what you have a groove and a pin that goes in. So pay attention, that's the way it goes. This way. And it clips in. Once this is done, it sits right on the top somewhere here. So it sits somewhere here, and you will want to have this to just slide in, and there you go. You have your thing ready. Now at this point, what you will want to do is to screw. You have 3 black screws that comes with the pack. Those black screws. So you will have to put 1, 2 on the top. So let me do this. So you will secure those 2 top screws over here. One here, one here. And then you have another one that goes on the bottom. So if you look on the bottom, you see over here. Let's zoom in. There you go, right here. You will have one that goes in. Now the way it works, you want to make sure that this plate is pushing down correctly so it can go through. So let's do this. So you can see here you have your other screw that will be in. Eventually your door won't be this way, it will be more room. You will be able to put your screwdriver correctly and you're all set.